Good morning, America. Today, we bring you a story that's sending shockwaves through the nation's military and political circles. Something extraordinary is unfolding within the U.S. military, an event so rare, so secretive, that it has left even the most seasoned officers on edge. In an unprecedented move, hundreds of the nation's top generals and admirals have been ordered to drop everything and report to Marine Corps Base Quantico, Virginia, without delay. This urgent summons, issued by Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth, arrived with barely a week's notice, leaving little time for preparation or speculation. Officers from every corner of the globe, stationed in Europe, Asia, the Middle East, and across the United States, are packing their bags and making immediate travel arrangements for a high-stakes meeting next Tuesday. The order extends beyond generals and admirals. Senior enlisted advisors, the backbone and institutional memory of the armed forces, have also been called in, signaling that this is not just a routine briefing. What's fueling the tension? Total secrecy. The order gave no reason, no agenda, and no hint of what's to come. Security protocols are at their highest, and speculation is running wild. Even the highest-ranking officers are in the dark, creating confusion and anxiety throughout the Pentagon. Whispers of possible scenarios, ranging from global crises to major policy shifts, are circulating, but no one knows for sure. This level of silence is unprecedented for leaders used to clear objectives and detailed plans. The lack of information is both unsettling and highly unusual for a military that prides itself on readiness and communication. The inclusion of senior enlisted advisors only deepens the mystery. Whatever's coming, it affects the entire leadership structure, from the highest echelons to those who guide the rank and file. Everyone is converging on Virginia, united by one question: what's going on? The roads leading to Quantico are filled with convoys, and the base is preparing for an influx unlike anything seen in recent memory. The Pentagon's silence has only fueled speculation. Journalists are camped outside, analysts are scrambling for answers, and the public is left to wonder what could possibly warrant such a gathering. Never before have so many top military minds been called together with so little explanation. The stakes are high, and the world is watching closely for any sign of what might unfold. The world is watching, and so are the men and women who serve under these leaders. From the barracks to the front lines, everyone is waiting for answers, hoping for clarity in uncertain times. All eyes are on Quantico, where the future of America's military leadership, and perhaps much more, may soon be decided. The burning question: why this meeting and why now? No one outside a tight inner circle knows the answer. Senior officers are left guessing, with no agenda or briefing materials, just silence. The Pentagon's official response? Only that Secretary Hegseth will address his top leaders next week, with no details on topics or attendance. This secrecy is highly unusual, fueling tension and speculation both inside and outside the military. The lack of information has created a vacuum filled with anxiety and rumors. For the hundreds traveling to Virginia, it's an anxious journey into the unknown. The mystery itself has become the story. The sheer scale of this gathering is historic. Nearly every general and admiral in the U.S. military is being called to one place, something experts say has never happened before. The logistics are staggering: last-minute flights, canceled schedules, and global commands left in limbo. Quantico, a hub for military training and strategy, is now the stage for this unprecedented event. Analysts note that such a meeting is usually reserved for the most critical, sensitive messages, ones that must be delivered face-to-face. The inclusion of senior enlisted advisors signals that the message will impact every level of the armed forces. Is this about unity, a new direction, or something more disruptive? The stakes have never been higher. With no official word from the Pentagon, speculation is running wild across the country. Newsrooms are abuzz, social media is flooded with theories, and even seasoned analysts admit they're in the dark. The lack of information has only fueled the rumor mill, making every small detail seem like a potential clue. Some people are trying to lighten the mood, joking about a surprise fitness test or an impromptu team-building exercise. But beneath the laughter, there's a sense that something much bigger is at stake. Most theories circulating are far more serious, and the uncertainty is making everyone uneasy. Many believe Secretary Hegseth could be preparing to unveil a bold new national defense strategy, or perhaps announce a sweeping reorganization of military commands that could reshape the armed forces for years to come. The stakes, it seems, could not be higher. Others fear the worst, a mass firing or a major shakeup, especially given the string of recent high-profile dismissals. The anxiety is palpable, with employees and officers alike bracing for potentially career-altering news. President Trump has also dropped hints about a comprehensive review of military equipment, raising the possibility that the meeting could focus on modernization, new technology, or even a major procurement announcement. For some, this is seen as a pivotal moment, a chance for the new secretary to assert his authority, set a new tone, and rally his team around a fresh vision for the future. Is this just a grand-scale briefing, a much-needed reset, or could it be the prelude to something even more dramatic? The possibilities seem endless, and the stakes are undeniably high. No one knows for sure, and that uncertainty is fueling a tense atmosphere in offices and conference rooms everywhere. Every conversation seems to circle back to the same question: what's really going on? Every theory, from the practical to the extreme, is being considered. Some suggest a new international alliance, others whisper about classified operations, and a few even wonder if this could signal a major shift in U.S. military policy. The only thing everyone agrees on is that this is no routine meeting. The level of secrecy and anticipation is unprecedented. All eyes are on what will finally be revealed behind those closed doors, as the world waits for answers. As speculation swirled in Washington and beyond, reporters pressed for answers, their questions echoing through the crowded press rooms and across social media. The air was thick with uncertainty, and every official word was scrutinized for hidden meaning. President Trump, never one to shy away from the spotlight, downplayed the event. He described it as a positive gathering, emphasizing a routine review of new weapons and military capabilities. According to Trump, there was nothing unusual, just business as usual for the nation's top leaders. He insisted that the public had nothing to worry about, brushing off concerns as overblown. But for many, that explanation seemed far too simple for such a massive, secretive assembly. The sheer scale and secrecy of the event raised more questions than it answered, fueling theories about what was really happening behind closed doors. Pentagon spokesperson Sean Parnell confirmed only that Secretary Hegseth would address senior leaders. He offered no details on the meeting's purpose, who would attend, or whether anyone would participate remotely. The lack of transparency was striking, even by Pentagon standards. This tight-lipped approach is part of a new policy to prevent leaks, but it's only heightened curiosity. The more officials tried to keep things under wraps, the more the public and press wanted to know. Secretary Hegseth himself has remained silent, refusing to comment publicly. This is consistent with his decisive, sometimes unpredictable leadership style, one that values secrecy and surprise over transparency. Supporters see this as bold, necessary leadership in uncertain times, arguing that secrecy is essential for national security. Critics, however, call it destabilizing and dangerous, warning that a lack of openness only breeds mistrust. Vice President J.D. Vance tried to downplay the drama, telling reporters that everything was under control, but the sheer scale of the event and the high-level officials involved spoke for itself, suggesting that something significant was unfolding. Conflicting signals from the White House and Pentagon have only deepened the mystery. Officials appear tense, and their carefully worded statements have done little to calm speculation. The official line remains unchanged. There's nothing to see here, nothing out of the ordinary. But the lack of concrete information is hard to ignore. The reality is that no one is convinced. Journalists, analysts, and the public remain skeptical, searching for clues in every statement and gesture. The questions keep piling up, and until officials offer real answers, the sense of mystery and unease will only grow. Security experts are alarmed by the risks of gathering so many top military leaders in one place. The threat of a decapitation strike, wiping out America's military leadership in a single blow, is real. Standard practice is to keep leaders dispersed, not concentrated. Some officials say the only justification for this risk would be a major new war or a total overhaul of the military. The danger isn't just from enemies. Accidents or unforeseen events could have devastating consequences. This meeting seems to defy the very plans designed to protect national leadership. Secretary Hegseth must believe the message is worth the risk. The decision underscores the gravity of what's at stake. The question remains, what could possibly justify it? This meeting comes after a year of upheaval in the military. Secretary Hegseth has overseen the abrupt dismissal of numerous high-ranking officers, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs and the heads of the Navy and Coast Guard. These weren't minor changes. They signaled a dramatic shift in leadership and priorities. Many firings were linked to reversing woke policies and installing leaders aligned with the administration's views. The result, a more politicized, uncertain environment at the top. Against this backdrop, fears of a mass firing at Quantico don't seem far-fetched. Officers know their careers could hinge on this meeting. The stakes are personal and professional. The anxiety is real. The future of military leadership hangs in the balance. Secretary Hegseth's reforms go beyond personnel changes. He's ordered a 20% cut in 4-star generals and admirals and a 10% cut in all other flag officers, including the National Guard. The goal: reduce bureaucracy, streamline command, and push authority closer to the front lines. The administration has also announced a symbolic shift, renaming the Department of Defense to the Department of War, signaling a renewed focus on combat readiness. Critics fear this means a more aggressive foreign policy. The Quantico meeting may be about rallying leaders around this new vision. With so many changes, an in-person meeting could be the only way to ensure unity. Hegseth may use this moment to reset relationships and expectations. The message: adapt or step aside. The military's future direction is about to be set. As Tuesday approaches, anticipation and anxiety grip Washington and military bases worldwide. Hundreds of top leaders are heading to Quantico, with no agenda and no answers. Will it be a briefing, a dramatic shakeup, or a rallying cry for a new era? The outcome will ripple through the entire military, affecting lives, careers, and national strategy. For the public, this is a rare glimpse into the high-stakes world of civil-military relations. All anyone can do now is wait. When the doors close at Quantico, the future of America's military will be decided. The world is watching and waiting for answers.